Welcome to Agito's house. It's time to do some serious redecorating up in here. The evil look is so last century. Welcome back to Beyond Oasis. Previously, we went through Silver Armlet's evil place for evil people. We went through the Negaverse in our own special way, and now we are here. The Shadowlands. It has seen better days. This is what happens when two wizards war in a pocket dimension. You get that. And now it's time to go and find Agito and hit him with a sword. And maybe Silver Armlet whenever he shows his trench-coated face up. I'm not trying to kick them, Ollie. He's clearly above you. How about a high kick? Alright, this switch puzzle we can't solve just yet, but we might as well get it there. There. Now we only have to hit one switch. Yeah, 4 switches and only 2 moves. I'm a puzzle master. But we're gonna have to go through this room. This is the mosquito spark room. There's mosquitoes and sparks. And these platforms will not work until you hit the switch. Agito's a cheap wizard. He waits for heroes with fire swords to come through to light all his torches and to move all his platforms for him. I said die. I went like this. You hear that? That is sword for die. I want you to die when that happens. Flying enemies and platforms! Why does there always have to be flying enemies and platforms? Also, I forgot to lit that torch. Agito has not paid his power bills to Ifrit Power and Light, so we're gonna have to light all the torches to enter this side of the room. Gee, thanks for this inconsequential room. Thank you a lot. That leads us here. I can grab myself a shadow, but if you hit an enemy and they lay there on fire, even if it's not an evil rat, you can still summon Ifrit from it. It still counts. Oh, and this room. Make sure you rush through this room. Those Cthulhu creatures will keep chain spawning until you hit the anti-Cthulhu button. And that just makes that room very easy if you rush through it. And all that nets us 1 green key for the platform room. But there's one other key we could grab. We can head down here without Shadow. And we can finally hit this switch. That'll lead us to a blue key. But the blue key will lead us towards the end of the game. We don't want to do that just yet. There's other things to do in Agito's castle. Whenever I say Agito's castle, I'm always reminded of that one Nickelodeon show called Eureka's Castle. It was a puppet show about a wizard and a dragon. I don't remember much about it. All I know is there's a wizard and a dragon involved. And it was kind of like a Jim Henson kind of thing. I hope Agito is not a Jim Henson puppet. Because I think that'll make my day. Just imagine Kermit the Frog being evil! Oh, this room! This is a great room! I love this room. This is where all Agito's wizard poker buddies hang out. There's a whole ton of wizards in this room. See? Look at them all! And they're doing their vanishing stuff. Why are you guys wizards? There's other roles to choose from. I mean, seriously. Just look at the character list. There's like warriors and berserkers. Maybe you could be a priest if you like your spellcasting thing. You could heal me while I'm tanking something. How about a paladin? You could be a warrior and a priest. I do have a pretty nifty character sheet for Dungeons and Dragons for a Chocobo character. You could try one of those. There's even a psychic one if that's your kind of thing. If you would like to be psychic, just stop being wizards. I said stop being wizards. You're being more wizard. You're being more wizard than being allowed by law. I am upset. Why are you trying to murder me with fire, Mr. Wizard? You are not the wizards I have a quarrel with. And just stop vanishing or I'll cast X-Zone, and then you will not be happy. Ah! More of them! How many wizards are in this room? Did I stumble into Hogwarts? It has to be. I'm killing all of the Harry Potters and Ron Weasleys. Hermione knows better than not being a wizard. She had a role change. She's a rogue now. She lockpicks things. Finally! Oh boy, what am I gonna do with an extra Omega Sword? Kill people with it? Yeah, gee thanks, wizards. Thanks a lot. This room is quite obvious. You have to push these balls on top of the switches and then hit the middle one. All the time of trying to avoid fire the best you can. Which, my best is an idiot. There we go. My best is a genius. That gets us a shade crystal. I need to eat up first. Also a portal. Ah! I wanted shade! Darn it! I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. Or, grab a shade crystal right here. The game's forgiving like that. There's no hard mode in Beyond Oasis. I might as well solve it this way for once. You can use the bomb trick, it's a little difficult. I prefer using the doppelganger for this room alone. And that's the 14th Ditto Gem. I do know where the last Ditto Gem is. We're going to be going to it right now. Absolutely, we're heading to it right now. But the only way out of this room is down here, into this inconsequential room. So it did have a consequence. It lets me out of here. But doing that convoluted series of events actually lets us go back to the regular world now. It's still quite a walk involved, but at least we could go back to a place where there's no wizards and everything makes a little bit more sense. And where Ollie's father is dead. I mean, he's taking a nap. See? We can't find that unless... I've been checking the flags for this, going back and forth after I solve puzzles. It shows up after you solve the ball and switch puzzle where you get a portal out of nowhere. So I think it has something to do with that. But if we take this, we'll head right back to Mount Alat. Outside the evil lair. Right here. And if we want to go back to the Negaverse, all we do is portal that one over there. But it's time to head back to the swamp that's in the mountains. I don't know why it's there either. I don't think swamps and mountains mix. I think I know enough about my geography to know that doesn't work. But we're going to need shade for this area, and I really shouldn't have unsummoned them that I did. Fortunately, I do have a shade call. So make sure you either have a shade call or shade when you go to this area. If you have a shade call, you might as well pick up a new rank up. How many ranks is that now? 24! And now we could go to the waterfall secret. Right over here. What we do is you have to jump over the pole or you're stuck. And the waterfall secret is right down there where Shade pulled me out of. Right here! Welcome to the waterfall. If you need reference, it's right there. If you wash out the bottom of this area, you end up where you found Ifrit. Or the dungeon where you find Ifrit. This place is just one big channel puzzle. Look at all the stuff I'm missing out on. The channels move around in an erratic way. At least I got the last Ditto Gem. And when you're reaching the end of this area, just hold right and you'll be able to try it again! Yay! I don't have to wash out on the bottom of this waterfall and climb all the way back up, because that's very frustrating. And I do know what the treasure cave's treasure is that we need Shadow for. It's another Shadow Gem. The reason why I don't want to go and get it is because when you go through the treasure cave again, grab that gem and try to go back, you have to open all the doors again. I'm not doing that. You can do that if you're going for 100%. I'm clearly not, because I hate bow gems. I just want the infinite weapon that's here now. I'll grab the bow gem when and if it pleases me. It pleases me now. And now we gotta head immediately over here, so we can get the infinite metal bow. Yay! We have all the infinite weapons now! Infinite metal bow isn't really that worth it, though. And we wash out right here. I'm gonna go climb Mount Alat and get back to the portal and walk my way through the Shadowlands back to Agito's castle. Then we can complete this silly, silly quest. See you later. I have a max level Ditto, I have all the infinite weapons, it's time to go mess up Agito. But we have a few more puzzles left to do, though. The blue key leads us to the end of Agito's house. Agito's castle. Whatever you want to call it. But there's one specific thing you make sure you must do either have a Shade Call, or be smart enough to know that Shade can be summoned from Knights. We're going to need them up ahead, and there's no Shade spot readily available. Yeah, the game decided that, hey, it's the end of the game, they should know a little bit more about what to do. And also we're going to throw raptors at them like crazy, because that's the hardest enemy we designed. Good thing Shadow is a shield. And there's a little thing around here somewhere, isn't there? Yep, right there. Kill it. Alright, that ain't it. What do I gotta do to make this thing not be spikes? Oh wow, that's just mean. I have to jump across the spikes to close off the spikes. That's just great! That's great, that's awesome. I like when people do that to me. It's just excellent. And here's the area where you need Shade. You cannot use your Armlet on the mirror or the night guy down there. You have to find other ways to get him over, if you don't have him by now. Me, I grabbed Ditto to see how powerful her heal is, and it's very powerful. And this looks like a dead end, doesn't it? No, we jumped down a floor. Into this area. It's like Agito designed this place that only the gold Armlet could get in here and kill him. Because of all of these areas that require all the spirits that the gold Armlet governs. Yeah, that's great, Bo. I hope you enjoyed it. That's the last gate of the game. No more gates for you. Sorry. And let's just call up a Ditto. Because over here you make a choice. Do you want to destroy fire or destroy a Shade summoning crystal? I want a Shade, so I'm going to destroy the fire instead. Oh, this room! This room will give me a headache. This is the wind tunnel room that Agito has in his castle for I don't know what reason. But the key to it is to stagger those turrets and hit that button so the spawner stops, at least for the enemies. Silver Armlet, I presume? It's time for the final battle with Silver Armlet. This has been an interesting game. It's called Beyond Oasis. Are you done your evil monologue now? Let's get to fighting. But of course, he's an evil guy. He's gonna let his flunkies do the fighting. These are the strongest enemy types in the game. The shadow enemies. Make short order of them with your Omega weapon. And it's just down to me and you, buddy. Ooh, do I get treasure? Prizes? I don't like that prize. I kill you dead with a sword now. Best way to do it is to pin him in a corner and use your special abilities on him. I like to get fancy here because this guy isn't really all that difficult. I want to hit you with my sword, man. Stay still. Ah. I want to use the special ability so bad on him. Ah. Why do you have so little HP? I wanted to slash you to death. Well, at least I did, but not the way I wanted to. Oh no, Agito has already risen. So we're gonna have to fight another wizard. With the power of the Silver Armlet. And he... Ah! Silver Armlet just got ugly. No, I do not approve of this. This is Agito. He tried reviving himself so many times, he ended up as this thing. He said, Colladio thought this would be a cool form for me. I haven't heard from him since. What happened to him? This guy is only vulnerable at certain points when he stretches his neck out. And those energy balls will always knock you over. Shade or not. And they really, really hurt. So make sure you keep him stocked up. Otherwise, hit him with your most powerful weapons. I prefer the Omega Sword here, of course. And those little bomb elemental guys will turn into lettuce for you. You can summon Bow from them, but they're better off being eaten. Because if you summon Bow from a lettuce, it turns into a mushroom instead. Every time he retracts his neck, it means one of these tentacles have popped up. You gotta kill him, or kill them, to be able to kill him. The lower he is on health, the faster these things regenerate. Otherwise, he's not all that dangerous. He does have a fire breath, but he doesn't... He uses it right there. Also, don't hang out near the little explodey bomb guys. Though they turn into items, they're dangerous to your health. But at least you could chain reaction them like this. Yeah! And this is pretty much all of Agito. He wasn't that imaginative, really. And what I hate the most is the fact that a lot of these attacks pierce shade armor and do direct damage to your health. In fact, no. I was about to say, in fact, their health drains in this room. I don't know why. Evil influence, maybe? But no, it doesn't do that. That's just my fantasy. This is really a frenzy, isn't it? Jeez, Agito, I know you're evil, but you don't have to go to war with me. We can make a deal. That was an awesome chain reaction, but he messed it up with his flame breath. Ah. You could try using special moves on this guy, but it's not really worth it. Don't try it. Because it takes a while for you to get it down right. Just slash him in the face until he dies. Ha ha ha! I've won! I've won everything! Agito is defeated for all time. And now I have both armlets. And I also made Silver Armlet Strip for my amusement. Who is that? It's Gwen! In the Japanese version, her name was Kuvina, I believe. I'm not sure on that one. But she was possessed by the Silver Armlet and Agito's evil influence. But of course, knocking some sense into her gets back her memories. It was kind of like a Mani Mani statue, in armlet form. And we've saved the world! Excellent! And I have this excellent gold and silver armlet set. But I don't have any more spirits anymore. They're gonna stay here in the Shadowlands, including Shadow. He will be the god of shadows and awesome secrets. And Bo will be the god of being really useless. Yeah, sure, why not? So Gwen, we're both gonna go home, right? Oh. But that wasn't you! That was Silver Armlet Jerk. You really didn't commit any sins, I'm telling you this. This is not necessary. You can come home. Dad has some problems that he needs taken care of. So she's gonna stay here and make sure no one will ever get a hold of these armlets again. I hope you enjoy your life in the Shadowlands then. And she just shoves us through the portal. No, my gold armlet! The only treasure from that island that sank. Thanks a lot, Gwen. I lost everything now. Well, at least I have the royal vault to keep me company. I can swim in it like Scrooge McDuck. But man, that armlet was so cool. I had spirit power. And now all the spirit gems are practically worthless. I have a whole bunch of those. Well, if I ever need money, at least I could tax the townsfolk to death. Hi, townsfolk! I didn't mention taxes. Oh, he's better. I mean, hey, Dad, how you doing? I see you're feeling better. I totally didn't want to take over your throne. Yep, let's just go ahead and store these armlets together. That'll surely protect them, right, Gwen? Yeah, sure, why not? This is totally leading into a sequel, Beyond Oasis 2. Some chocobo got a hold of both armlets and went crazy. And they fell dormant, until someone managed to pry open that door and just steal them. I'm telling you, this is a bad idea. And Ali got his wish after all. He is now King Ali Meza. He didn't have to kill his father in a bloody coup after all. That's nice. That's a nice ending. Do heroic stuff. Don't be evil. That's the name of the game. And that is the end of Beyond Oasis. It's time for the staff scroll. That goes a little too slow for my tastes. I guess I have to put it on a fancy motif thing. And PowerPoint dissolve it in. That's the guy responsible for stuff that happened in the game. Probably the fighting system. It did say system design. I hope you enjoyed Beyond Oasis. I have one little factoid left. Beyond Oasis was actually Sega's part of Sega's project for a big grab for RPG games. I mean, what did Sega have at that point? They had, what? Phantasy Star and Shining Force. And what did Nintendo have? They had, like, they had Breath of Fire by this point, I believe. They had Final Fantasy. They had Zelda. They had, Fire Emblem. They were really kicking Sega's butt with the RPG games. So, near the end of Sega Genesis's life, they decided to make a big grab for action RPGs. That resulted in Soleil, which is also known as the Crusader of Senti, and this game. And a few others, but I'm not familiar with the names. This is obviously one of the more interesting ones, though, because of the fighting design that they decided to go with. Ancient did a good job with that. Crusader of Senti isn't bad either, but it's a lot more Zelda-y, except you have animals that give you powers. That's about it. It's very Zelda-like in that regard. This one at least broke the mold a little bit, with the environment summoning. They were messing with the environment before Oracle of Seasons and whatever the other one was, Oracle of Time or whatever it was, for the Game Boy Advance, for the Zeldas. One last note, Beyond Oasis did have a beta version that's floating around in the internet somewhere. There's not much interesting about it, though. All the weapons, I think, are unlimited. The food items are different, and you get Ditto. And that's it. That's all you can play is up to Ditto. I hope you enjoyed Beyond Oasis. These are the people responsible for it. If you didn't like Beyond Oasis, hey, these are the people to blame. Yeah, let's just put a little fast forward on this. I hope you can read the names really fast. I saw Yuzo Koshiro in there. Right there. They even give him credits in the copyright. Thank you, Yuzo. Surprisingly, Yuzo Koshiro's songs in this game did not use the Genesis's full power. It didn't use the PCM chip. Which was odd, because Yuzo really liked to push the limit. And here is my class from my play result. It depends on your rank that you finished the game on, how many gems you found, how many kills you've made, and how many times you've died. The best possible one is completing the game in under 2 hours with rank 1. That gives you the rank of superhero. Berserker isn't bad, though. Berserker, you have to kill more than like 1,300 people. I clearly did that and then some. That's because of the pit. And I even beat my old ranks. 42 and 47. I completed this the fastest ever, even though I was doing a Let's Play of it. But I tied with myself and Jules. Oh well. And I definitely killed a whole lot of people on my first playthrough. I was getting lost. But you could check that at any time. There's a code involved. You could look it up on the internet. I can't really remember it offhand. But this is all the game gives you before going back to the title screen. That was Sega, and I was ArmoredChocobo. This was Beyond Oasis. I'll hope to see you next time with another game. Good night, folks.